Hi, I'm Brooke, and I'll be discussing the ethical and separately the legal limitations or restrictions on employers not offering male employees paid or unpaid paternity leave in American companies, and I'll also be discussing how these limitations or restrictions are determined. So, to provide some background, family leave granted for the birth or adoption of a child is not available to all Americans. In fact, less than 2/3 of Americans are legally entitled to receive unpaid or paid leave. Lack of unpaid or paid leave is even more prevalent for men in the U.S., partially due to the perception that it is a man's role to work and provide for the family outside of the home, and a woman's role to remain at home and care for children. Although current federal legislation on paternity leave may reflect this antiquated family structure, family dynamics are indeed changing, and over the last 15 years, the number of fathers who take care of children full-time has doubled. Fathers should be given the freedom to take off work and care for their recently born or adopted children. Moreover, it is important to explore the ethical and legal restrictions on failing to provide paternity leave in the U.S. I will begin by discussing the legal limitations on employers not offering male employees paternity leave on a federal and state level. So federally, the legal limitations on mandating paternity leave are determined by legislation passed by Congress. One of the most progressive pieces of legislation that mandates paternity leave in the U.S. is the Family and Medical Leave Act, which was passed in 1993. This act affords both mothers and fathers 12 weeks of unpaid leave if employed by a covered employer after the birth of a child. Paid leave is not required by this legislation or leave that exceeds 12 weeks. The passage of this act has not established a complete limitation on employers' ability to refrain from offering paid leave time, as only 60% of employees are eligible to take on leave after the birth of a child under this act. Further legislation that establishes paternity leave includes a presidential memorandum signed by former President Obama in 2015. This required the federal government to advance up to 6 weeks of paid sick leave in connection with the birth or adoption of a child. President Obama also called on Congress to provide 6 weeks of paid parental leave for non-federal workers, so this would include males as well. However, these efforts have met resistance on the basis that this legislation would hurt business. Federal legislation provides male employees with inadequate assurance that they will be able to take paid time off or unpaid time off in connection with the birth of a child. Moreover, federal legal restrictions on employers not offering males paternity leave are lax. State laws also do not adequately mandate paternity leave, as only 3 states offer paid leave, including Rhode Island, New Jersey, and California. Rhode Island, for instance, offers temporary caregiver benefits eligible for both mothers and fathers, which is paid for by payroll deductions. Federal and state legislation determine legal restrictions on employers not offering male employees paternity leave, and overall, current laws do not provide sufficient assurance that males can take paternity leave. Moreover, further legislation is needed to remedy this issue. So now I'll discuss some ethical restrictions on employers not offering male employees paid or unpaid paternity leave in the U.S. and how these restrictions are determined. An appropriate framework for determining these ethical limitations is rights theory. Rights are generally defined as justified claims for the protection of general interests. For instance, the U.S. Declaration of Independence is founded upon a man's perceived right to have property, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. One could argue that paternity leave should be offered by employers to male employees because males and their families have a right to the benefits that paternity leave provides. Some of these benefits include men being able to care for their postpartum partners that are tired from giving birth, and the ability of fathers and babies to bond early in life. Research has indicated that father-child interaction is a key factor of children doing better in life on almost every indicator of success. Furthermore, on the basis of rights theory, employers should be limited in their ability to refrain from offering male employees paternity leave. Current family leave provisions in the U.S. prioritize paid and unpaid maternity leave over paternity leave. This differential treatment promotes the ethical principle that a father's role in infant development is less crucial than a mother's role. Research has illustrated that fathers play an important role in infant development, and the 14th Amendment guarantees all United States citizens equal protection under the law. Moreover, in the context of rights theory, males should be offered paternity leave to protect their right to receive benefits equal to the benefits women receive connected with the birth of a child. Overall, males' abilities to take paternity leave compared to mothers is limited. Moreover, legal and ethical restrictions on employers not offering male employees paid or unpaid paternity leave in American companies are limited, and further action should be taken so that males and their families may enjoy the benefits of paternity leave. Thank you.